Alrighty. Hello everybody. This is Kirusho here, and now, before we do start, let us give a brief little review. In the last part, a number of events have happened. Now, we had Deku. Deku and Cindy, along with the rest of his spider family, they are in the spider refuge. They thought that they were safe. However, there actually was a superior Spider-Man. He started to talk about a few things. He started talking about the unique power signatures they all carry, and exactly how it's hard to try and mask them. Now, Superior Spider-Man, he has a device that can travel the multiverse, and another device attached to that one that can hide their energy readings, basically make them invincible to the inheritors. Now, right now though, something was wrong. Kane and Silk. These two have two very unique and powerful readings, and the inheritors, the moment they locked onto those, they came to Earth 13. And Solus, the father of the inheritors, killed the Cosmic Spider-Man, aka a god. Now, that meant quite a lot for the spider people here. They all ran, teleported to different realities, and split up the inheritors' attention. Now, Deku, he teleported to a preset destination, and he found himself in the Ultimate Universe, where he met Miles Morales. Now, with that being said, a lot is currently happening. Deku and Miles, they ran, and they found themselves in the Spider Noir world. However, they decided to run, whenever the inheritors caught right back up to them again. And Deku and Miles, these two, they did one more thing. They jumped to another world. And Deku, while he may be a bit more unsure as to where exactly they might be headed, he is hoping it's better than here. Now, Deku and Miles, the two, they currently find themselves flying throughout space and time, flying in between realities, before they're finally spat out into another one. Now, the two are currently falling from the sky, and Deku, whenever he does it to gain his bearing, he does a look over towards Miles. And Miles, he actually is still falling and spinning uncontrollably. As Deku, he actually is going to start diving. Him going to bring his hands in and turning himself into a missile. And right now he does think back as to what happened in the past. Miles has powers, but he still might not be used to them. And Deku can understand. He's younger than him. And Deku, when he finally is going to catch up to Miles, Deku is going to grab onto him. Right now, him actually trying to tell Miles about what to do. And the two are going to bring up their hands, as they're going to start shooting out spiderwebs at a rapid pace. Now, eventually the two have their descent be slowed down, as the web parachute, it is going to hold. And Miles is going to talk about it. Deku and him still locking arms. You know, that was probably one of the craziest things he's ever done. But knowing he can do that definitely is nice. Honestly, I just improvised that. Are you serious? Yeah, I'm serious. The fact that it actually worked says a lot about it, too. Right. Where are we now? Honestly, oh no. The two are looking down, and right now the two do to stare at New York City, as it's destroyed, left in just pure ruins. I mean, what the fuck happened here? The two are actually going to land, and right now Deku, he does a stare on. He knows one familiar landmark in New York City, one that can give them all the information it can. And right now the two, they're going to make their way to Stark Tower. Now, Deku and Miles do just swing there, and they do notice a few things. There are bodies lying in the road. There are people dead. There's just chaos and, well, from what they can tell, this world went to hell. And that's not good. Now, the two do to land at Stark Tower, and currently Deku does it to walk over and go through a broken window, as he has to start looking around. Hello? Now, an old operating system does start to go back online, as Jarvis, he does to ask, Hello? Jarvis, Thank God. Okay. What happened to the world? Hmm? Who are you? Spider-Man. But not this reality's version. Listen, whatever's happening, we need a lot of information. We're from a different universe. Ah, I see. That would give the explanation as to why you are no longer infected. I'm sorry, what? Infected. Last time I heard on any known news network, you were seen eating someone. I'm sorry, can you repeat that phrase? Yes. There was one day an infection that started. Nobody knows exactly where it began, but it is believed that it originated somewhere in New York. One day, zombies started to pop up, and the heroes, they were infected, Spider-Man included. And, if my documentation is proper, I do have records of that Spider-Man. Would you like to see them? He was in the Avengers. Pull them up, please. Now, Deku, he currently is going to walk over to a screen. Him turning, and I'm going to actually step forwards. And Miles is going to comment on it. Okay. They need to get the hell out of here. They are in a world full of zombies. Now, Deku currently does going to watch a screen, as it does going to talk about it. Deku sees Spider-Man, but the front of his mask around his mouth, it's soaked in blood. And then there's the decayed teeth, the lips that are gone. And Deku, he has it a watch. As right now, the Spider-Man of this reality does it to bring his hand up. Him going to pull off his mask. And Deku is going to see it. A living corpse for a Spider-Man. Of himself. And his eyes widen. This is Izuku Midoriya. I am Spider-Man. I've been trying to make research, document, and solve these problems, and my mind keeps focusing on the hunger, the cravings, and I don't know how to deal with it. I've done a lot, and I just want to figure this out. Maybe bring them back, find a way to solve the problem, but I can't think clearly or straight. I miss you, Toga. I miss you, Mom. I miss both of you. I can't be Izuku anymore. I can't look at myself in the mirror. I can't look at my own face. I can't do anything. I can't solve this crisis. I can't cure myself. And even then, I don't know if I can live with myself if I did. I don't know what to do. We're all stuck like this. All of us. Hopefully one day I can look back on these and laugh about it, maybe. Figure out something. Do something. But I can't. We heard about the Silver Surfer coming to Earth. We took care of him. We ate him. We ate Galactus. We might not come back to Earth. To whoever is listening to this, please understand. None of us meant for anything of this to happen. We just got infected. We're the unfortunate souls. We're all still aware. But when we're hungry, we just lose it. Become feral, mindless. To anyone who's reading this and you hear something, run. To anyone who's hearing this and you see a superhero, run. And I'm sorry to say, self-termination might be your easiest bet. As long as you die, the virus can't get into your system. If you're dead for more than a few minutes, you won't come back. My easiest option, I would say, is to Jarvis pause. Jarvis is going to pause the information. And right now, just to ask if the information is a bit too volatile for his viewership. No. No. It's just, I can't watch anymore. How much longer does this go on? The next 30 minutes, they are filled with methods and ranting. Summarize it. He believes that this is incurable, and he wants to find a lonely place to die, out in the stars. You all become explorers. The heroes of this reality have not left and not come back yet. How long have they been gone? A few months. Is there any more information you'd like to know? Is there anyone still alive on Earth? Human? My scanners are not widespread enough to access that information. Multiple systems are down. I have no access outside the Stark Tower. The Stark reactor will keep me running for millennia, if not decades, possible centuries. And I do have methods and algorithms put in place currently to try and figure out exactly how to extend my own battery. Right. Where's the Iron Spider suit? Miles is going to turn and ask him, what is he doing? The Iron Spider suit. If we're going to be jumping realities, we need it. I'm fairly certain Tony might have one or two. If it's another reality and it's similar to our own, or mine and yours, Tony Stark must have made one. Really? He must have. The Iron Spider suit is currently in the armory. Would you like me to access it? Please. Now, Deku, him and Miles do a return. I just bit my tongue. Him and Miles are going to turn and walk downstairs. Now, the two, they currently do have a conversation, and they do get to the armory. And they do go to find the Iron Spider suit. And right now, Miles has a comment on it. Why don't they just take one of the Iron Man suits? I mean, they can fly, right? They can. But at the same time, we don't have access to those. Can we just hack into them? We could, but that would take time. And right now, I'd say time is not on our side. Deku gonna turn. And right now, he'll actually open up a portal. And the two, they do just step inside. And Deku, he actually is happy about having the Iron Spider suit. It may not be from his reality, but it definitely does pack a bit of a punch. Now, the two do currently find themselves falling from the sky once again. And Deku, this time, he actually is a lot more ready. As right now there is where he does actually throw out his hand. And this time, he actually does press onto a mechanism. The suit activating a parachute, as him and Miles, they do actually start to fall a lot slower. And Miles is going to comment on it. You know, maybe actually picking up that suit was a good idea. I know. Listen, hopefully this reality is a lot better. Well, there's cars down there, so there's that. The two going to actually fly down. And there actually is where Deku, he does a look around New York. And a lot of people are currently staring at the two Spider-Man. As, right now Deku, he actually is going to bring his hand up and press down onto his communicator. Hello, Cindy? Hey, where are you guys now? Listen, we're okay. We just escaped from a zombie reality. You fought zombies? No, wait, you and we? Who else is with you? That's a bit hard to explain. I found another Spider-Man and me and him are kinda running. That last universe though, I don't think the Inheritors would ever go to it. Really? Yeah, full of zombie superheroes who want to eat your fucking face. Oh god. Right. Yeah. Where are you guys now? Not really too sure. We'll update you whenever we have any information. Can't I just hop over to you? Maybe, but can I even give you my location on this thing? Try. Hang on. Now, they're gonna start to mess around with something on his wrist. And Miles is gonna talk about it. You know, they probably should go to the back to the top of a building. Huh? Right. They're gonna turn. And Rennie just actually throw out his hand and shoot a web, as right now the two head to the top of a building. But somebody else in this reality, they saw a Spider-Man pop up, and they're quite happy to see him. They've got some old ground to tread with Spider-Man, and hopefully things they'll be a lot better. Now, Deku, right now him and Miles, they do sit on the top of a building, and Deku he's trying to give his location over to Cindy. And Cindy, she actually does try and pick up on Deku's signature. As right now, there is where she has to open a portal and run through. Now, Cindy, she actually has to find herself falling from the sky again. And this time, Deku, he actually does look up. As Cindy, she actually does catch herself by making an entire trampoline, basically, to land on. Now, she shot out the net, and whenever she landed on it, she tried to talk about it. Her actually meeting Miles, and being a lot more surprised. Apparently, there's another universe where Izuku died. So that's the thing. And with that being said, we currently have Shield. Shield, they sent out somebody to try and track down Spider-Man because he apparently just popped back up in New York. Now, we do actually cut to the Spider-Man of this reality. He was currently hiding out in a safe house, and he was messing around with his gadgets and gear. He had someone he needed to track down, someone he needed to take out, someone who they pissed him off, and he was going to take their life. Now, he got a bit of an alert. Him bringing his hand out, grabbing his phone, and going to check a few things. As he has to see two people in spider outfits. Huh. That's nothing. Making something usable like that is definitely hard, but it looks like Stark Tech. Okay, so practicality is him actually going to watch Deku bring his hand out, firing a web, and actually going to pull himself in the same way he does. And Spider-Man, he was just stare on. Him going to bring his hand down and put his phone into one of the pouches on his belt, as he's going to turn and walk away. Now, Shield, they currently head out, and we do actually have where a ship, or let's just call it a craft, with Captain America just going to head towards Deku's location. Meanwhile, so does Spider-Man. Now, Deku and Cindy were quite happy to see each other, and Miles, he felt a bit awkward seeing the two reunite, since they seem to be very attached to each other. Now, Deku actually somewhat sat there, and right now he was trying to think. Okay, they have proper breathing room, and now they just need to figure out this reality. I mean, maybe it has a Spider-Man who can help. A Spider-Woman, a Jessica Drew, maybe something. And right now there actually is Captain America, who the aircraft is going to land, and he actually starts walking out. Deku actually seeing Captain America as the man steps out and does try to ask if Izuku does plan to surrender. Whoa, Captain America, it's me. Stand down. I'm not doing anything. Steve, it's me. How do you... Who are you? Okay, listen. It's a lot to explain. We're not from this earth. Yeah, right. This being where Captain America is going to step forwards. And right now he does actually turn and throw out his shield, as Deku does going to bring his hand out to catch it. However, someone currently does it actually bring up their leg and smash down onto it. Them going to pin the shield down to the ground, as Deku does actually see the Spider-Man of this reality. And Spider-Man does talk about it. You know, Cap, he really should stand down. Besides, this sort of is his problem. Him turning to Izuku and asking him, so exactly why does he have a fanboy running around with his suit? What are you talking about? You have my spider suit. Now, hand it over. This isn't your suit. Listen, we're from different realities. Spider-Man going to turn and look directly at Cindy. Uh-huh. Sure you are. We really are. Cap actually trying to talk about it. You know, this is definitely intriguing. They can't rule out the possibility, right? Him stepping forwards. And Spider-Man is going to currently turn. Him going to bring out his web shooter and blast out two different versions of webs. And right now, Captain America, he is hit by them before he actually does have the bombs explode. And right now, Deku is going to watch Captain America get stuck and zapped. As he actually is going to bring his hand up, Deku bringing up his hand and pulling off his mask. And Deku just stared at himself. Holy hell. Name is Spider-Man. Right. Deku bring his hand up and pulling off his mask. And this version of Deku just don't have his eyes widen. What the fuck? Right. Like I said, we're from a different reality. Uh, do you want to help us out? With what? How could I help you? You're a Spider-Man, which means you're involved in this. I'm not involved in anything. Usually I get paid for what I do. What? I said we lived two different lives. So tell me, after Toga died, what did you do? How did you know she died? She fell. I couldn't save her, and I got angry. I killed the men who did it. Then I just walked away. I didn't know what to do. But guess what happened? I had a saving grace. Now, I take out whoever pisses me off, and I get paid for it. You're a hitman. Got a problem with that? No. Listen, we're trying to kill the inheritors. Do you know Karn, Moreland, anyone like that? Yeah. I killed the guy a few years ago. Why? Okay, so you have experience with him. Listen, we have to kill them again, but they can also come back to life. So, they can bring his hand up. And right now he's going to press a button directly on his columns, talking about it. Hey, they found someone who might be interesting for them all to meet. Who is it? It's someone well suited for the job. Another Spider-Man? Yeah. Cosmic? Nope. We might not find another one of those guys. Right, right. Anyways, who do you have? Spider Assassin? We can just call him, I guess. Right. Alright. Head over whenever you can. Deku gonna actually turn and press a button. And right now a portal is gonna open. And Captain America, he does try to at least talk about it. He has to come back here. He has to actually be careful. He has to make sure to. This being where Deku is gonna turn. Him staring at Cap before he's actually turn to walk back through the portal. Now, everyone, they currently find themselves on another world. As Deku, he actually just found himself to be getting sick. Everyone falling from the sky as Deku's gonna throw out his hands. And the other Deku, he also do something similar to Deku. Right now the two threw out their hands and tried to do the same thing him and Miles did, creating a parachute from spider webs. And Cindy, she is actually grabbed by one of the iron spider claws, as Miles does get hold on to another one. Him and Deku, or Deku and Spider Assassin, making the parachute as the two currently hang there. And they're all falling from the sky. Now, right now, Deku, he has a hair on his columns. They need to make sure to be careful. The world here is covered in radiation. So what they need to do is simple. Find the bunker he is going to give them. Then, get inside and make sure to be safe. The inheritors haven't followed any of them here yet. So, this might be their new refuge. And Deku doesn't understand. As him and the Spider Assassin, they're actually going to angle the parachute and make their way there. They do eventually touch down. However, they touch down not too far away from the new refuge. And Deku and the others, they find a bunker. And everyone, They are trying to recover from the radiation sickness they just got. It'll take a minute, but they'll be okay. And that's all that really does matter. Now, Deku, he currently does someone stand there and trying to take a breath. As the other Deku, he is actually somewhat being a bit more on guard, asking questions, trying to get information. And right now, Deku, he doesn't look up. He's trying to tell the assassin about exactly what's been happening. And he does find it very hard to believe. I mean, the idea that these things killed a spider god, that definitely sounds like a bullshit way of doing things. And then there's actually a few other things that you start to hear. I mean, it just doesn't seem to make sense. A reality full of zombies, a reality of this, a reality of that. I mean, a fucking car? Seriously? A spider monkey? Even that sounds laughable to him. And Deku's a bit more surprised. This version of him is very cut and dry. No jokes in all seriousness. It's kind of unnerving. And right now there actually is somebody who doesn't come to walk up. As they do try to ask, exactly if they all happen to be their new guest. And Deku doesn't turn his head. As he doesn't actually turn and see a older man. Dad? Deku couldn't stare on. And right now he doesn't bring his hand up and pull off the entire mask. As the other Spider-Man Deku, he actually does somewhat turn and stare at his father. His reaction is a bit more of surprise and shock. But Deku, he's almost brought to tears. Right now he doesn't actually turn and run over. Him gonna grab his dad and pull him into a hug. Talking about it. He can't believe it. He's actually alive. He's actually alive. He's from this reality. Yes, I am. Glad to see you, boy. Dad, but how are you? You're the spider totem of this reality. I always knew you were smart. I just... what happened to your Earth? I don't want to talk about that. I'm the only one that's left. The only one that remains. I quit. You and your mom died. I'm sorry. Don't be. Listen, that was my fault. But seeing you here, alive and well, boy, it warms this old man's heart. I've been alone for a while. I'm sorry, Dad, but the fact that I'm talking to you again, I died in your world, didn't I? You did. And it was my fault. Don't blame yourself, boy. But I can't. I just... It was my fault that you died. Was it now? It was. I could have stopped a robber that shot and killed you. I was a fly on the wall whenever it happened, and I was scared to try and confront an armed thug. uh, I remember that day. I let the man get away. I tried to stop him, but he pulled the gun. I got to look at its face, and he ran off. Later, he tried to kill me. Invaded our home, and he shot you. I lost it. I killed that man. Jesus, Dad. The goblin killed your mother. Then he killed the world. I just still can't believe that that girl did that. Girl? Yeah. Oswey Osborne. Really? Yeah. She had her screw loose. I don't know what was going through her mind. She just lost it. Now, Dick is a bit more alarmed. However, the old man is going to turn and walk them through the bunker. Him trying to talk about it. Deku is going to meet up with everybody else here. And the superior Spider-Man, he does at least try to explain a few things. Jessica Drew from the 616 reality, she was able to go to Earth 1, the Inheritors' prime homeworld. And she discovered a lot. In that reality, she's one of their maids, one of the people who work for the Inheritors. So, she slipped into that spot and found the Master Weaver. And she discovered something quite troubling. The Bride, the Other, and the Scion. These three things are spider totems of extraordinary power, and they represent a lot. They are important, because if all three are killed in a ritual, spider totems everywhere will never exist again. In fact, it's like this. The multiverse is vast. The multiverse exists everywhere. It's almost omnipotent. However, what do you do whenever eventually something that exists in one multiverse stops existing in another? Do you classify it as a different one, or do you still classify it as the same one? Now, take this supposed Spider-Verse, where Spider-Man exists in tons of realities. Eventually, there is a limit. The number could be near to infinite, but it may never be infinite. And that's the thing. With all these spider totems around, it causes problems with the Inheritors. If these three are killed, if the three embodiments of the Spider-Verse are killed, totems will never be born again. And there will actually be a limit to the Spider-Verse. So, the Inheritors are trying to destroy them, trying to kill all of them. They want to destroy the Spider Totems, and they cannot allow that. Because if that does happen, they're all going to die. And that is a major problem. Now, we do actually cut to a room with Deku. Deku does currently sit there. Today has wreaked havoc on his mind. A reality full of zombies, a dead world, and a world where he's some trained killer. It's just so hard to wrap his mind around. And Deku doesn't hear a knock on the door. Him going to look up, as right now Cindy does get to step into the room. Her asking Izuku if he's okay. No. What'd you see? Zombies. Damn. You wanna know what I saw? What? I saw a world full of dinosaurs and cars. I even went to Spider Monkey's world. I also went to a few weird ones. Right. I went to Spider Noir's world. You did? Yeah. Way too black and white. I prefer red sometimes. Even blue. I mean, that's a nice color. Is it? Well, I mean, what about this? Her holding her hands up. And I just won't stare at her. Cindy definitely made a bit of a modification. Her costume looks a bit different. She... Nice. You think so? I mean, I know it's definitely something else, but I'm liking it. Never said it was a bad thing. Of course you wouldn't. Her gonna step forwards and walk over to Izuku. Her actually going to climb onto his lap and talk to him. Her bring her hands up. And Deku is actually going to bring his hands up to grab onto Cindy. She tries to ask him. Her right now going to lean forwards. Exactly if he thinks that they're all going to be okay. I don't know. Now Deku is going to lean his head forwards. And right now Cindy and him, they do a kiss. As one of the two, they try to talk about it. The way this world's gotten. The way the multiverse has expanded. I mean, the two have definitely seen some weird shit. And Cindy feels way out of her own element. I mean, she was a normal girl and then she was locked in a bunker after developing these strange spider powers. And now she learned how to use them. Now she's jumping between realities and encountering fucking cosmic vampires. I mean, craziness is a very, very tame word to describe this whole thing. And that says quite a bit. Now, Deku and Cindy, they do try to enjoy this time together. But Deku, he's left thinking about what happened to this world. He's left wondering a ton of things. He has questions. Some he once answered, and others he may never have answered. However, there has to be a way to help out this world. There may be survivors somewhere else. It may not be a dead planet, but they're not too sure about that. And with that being said, the inheritors, they are held at bay. Right now, they are trying to hunt down more and more of the spider totems. However, we do actually cut to some of the other Spider-Men. They're talking about it. The Web Warriors are on the road and on the run through the multiverse. And they do get a charge into a portal. As we do actually cut to Superior Spider-Man. Superior is trying to think about what to do. He's tried giving orders, but they've failed. He's tried talking to people, and things haven't turned out well. So, there's definitely that. He knows that it's definitely been a challenge. But the inheritors, they must have more to go on. They must have something that they can exploit, a weakness. They have to have an Achilles heel. And Jessica Drew, she is currently on the job to find it. Now, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.